Never seen artifacts play air before, but I mean, I'll probably do better than him, hopefully. If I don't do better than artifacts in air, I think it's time to just suicide all my points into 500s.
Obviously, you should read the rank of all the worst OGW players.
It's already lagging.
Fun.
Farms is lagging. What a great start to a game.
Only the best start.
Oh wait, it resumed? What the fuck?
Wonder if Farms is gonna notice he screwed up one of his pigeons.
Are you watching a stream?
Yep, there we go.
And I got the mechs. Shit, I'm getting so much mass because of these autistic settings Farms put on.
Sure, always the best settings, though, right?
Who's coming in?
Death Wolf. Terminal.
Why do I have Mantis so close to me? Oh, because it is closed.
The duck. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It can be interesting.
So like, for the
Oh my god, Epic Sid.
Russians, they always like DC, and then you have to wait to eject them. But for any other person, any other country, they'll just leave, and you won't have to wait for it. It's like, nigga, what the fuck? No, like literally.
Really?
I sent
Again?
Probably.
What the fuck? What is wrong? Why can't I build the PJ in there? This is fucking
Because
stupid.
I like to go second air and ladder most of the time, and then I just sent a bomber over to this guy's base, and he just fucking DC'd, and I had to wait to eject him. I was like, what the fuck?
What?
Yeah.
Oh no, I've tried second air on large maps. It I don't know. Never
I would
seems
say
to do
go
as well.
second air.
Just all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see why not. Even on a small map. I mean, you can manage it, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
if you have
Dude,
two
what
lanes to
ladder?
cover, you have units cover one lane and your comm cover the other. That way, while you're going second air, you're not, you know, unable to cover those lanes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 lanes, it's a bit kind of just gamble, I guess. You
You know,
still
you
need to
could
make enough
use-
engineers to have the
you
build
could-
power up.
You could use the bomber to bomb enclosing
Burn.
troops.
Yeah. Although it's much more fun to raid with it and piss them off.
Well, I mean, why not do both? I mean, it's a really quick unit. It should be able to do both.
Well, yeah, you would kill their stuff in their base first and then go kill the units that are...
Attacking you.
Otherwise, you would give them time to get an AA out.
Yeah. But I've never had someone DC out because of second air. So I suppose it's
Well,
also
this
because.
is the bottom of the barrel.
Well, what ranks are you?
Septon DC'd after Capricious went second air on
I'm
him.
523 on ladder. I mean, I went against Freezer Door earlier, and I was pushing into him. Like, I was doing really well just pushing straight through his shit, but I overcommitted to it.
Oh.
So, like, I had T2 air, I was gonna snipe him and everything. In fact, I should have just went Mercies right away, and then I would have just Mercied him when he came out of the water. It was on tag Craftiest Maximus. I even, like, naval locked him
Oof,
at the
Craftiest
beginning.
Maximus is a hard one.
Yeah, I don't like that map. But
Yeah,
you
it's
know
a hard
what?
map.
I mean, what I consider, I think it's harder to manage a bigger map. So I was like, okay, I guess since it's not a big map, it's not horrible.
I mean, I would think that one's harder just because you don't know what you're gonna need more of at any point in time.
Well, what you should do is you should just put pressure on every lane of the map, and then just try to control, you know. Because that's how I've seen the higher rated players play it, really.
I mean, I would assume first you gain land, then you use land dominance to conquer navy, and then you use naval and land dominance to just win. Kind of be the way to do it, but.
Yeah, well, you gotta remember air.
Well, yeah, I mean, but air dominance is not really going to gain you any space. It's just something you need to make sure you don't lose any space.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I had
Epic
probably
gameplay
one
staring
game
at my air
entering
fact.
today, and I didn't actually play it. It was gonna be a wonder, but I don't know. Then I thought about settings, and I was like, no, because I was in a game with a bunch of people who are settings whores. So I was like, well, this isn't gonna end well for me, even if I try. My best bet was getting front, but it was optimal balance, so it's like, yeah, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
So why take the chance if I'm trying to gain rating,
I don't know. I just throw myself into any game, hope I can win it. And, yeah. To be fair, it's probably why I haven't reached 1500 yet. Because I've been close like 7 different times, and then I lost the game.
I never thought I would hit 1300. I kept like dwindling between like 1230 and 50 and stuff.
Hey Box, I see you or whatever. I think that's Steve here.
What?
We pinged your Steve here.
So, I only have 62 mass per tick.
You know, I think this game may actually be better if the rating system was changed, like...
I say we get a rating reset.
Okay, think about it like this. There's a bunch of, like, bad players on your team, and you and, like, one other guy carry the game to victory, but, like, all those bad players die. They just shouldn't... Maybe they just shouldn't gain rating for the win. Maybe they should, like, lose rating for the fact that they died.
Yeah, that's what I
Because
think.
then that would be so much better.
Yeah, but what if you, okay, just a question. What if you're suiciding to ensure a win, right? And then you
No,
die.
it's different
Well,
between
then
like
neither-
just dying and like actually winning because you die.
You've got to think of it like this, Pony. The people who didn't actually help their team shouldn't continuously get as much rating as the people who are actually carrying the team, because then it's just going to be bad for balance when you balance the next game. So maybe people should just be punished for not being able to keep themselves alive.
I mean, but shouldn't there also be a thing of, like, if you happen to verse someone 700 rating points above you, that should be taken into account as well? I mean, if it's like a 1400 versus a 700 in a game, and the 1400 holds out for, say, 30 minutes, then dies, then the team they were on wins in, like,
Fucking
2
strat
hours.
bombers, man. They're so fucking. They're like half a T3 max.
Well, we're just talking about how much points you get from the team game in general.
Yeah.
For dying, you should either not get as many, or you should lose a little bit, because it would help the balance.
Yeah.
Like, I was 1200 and I went against like 1400s and was beating them. So...
Well, but that still doesn't get rid of the fact that you can have, like, cores in a certain map where they don't play anything but that map. And then you put them on a different map and they're like a 0. But you put them on that specific map and they're like a 2400.
I mean, there's definitely things about the game like this. I mean, it's so simple though. Like, you're just expanding and taking shit and then fighting to keep an expansion.
You wouldn't think it would
It
be very
shouldn't.
hard to
Yeah,
understand the
you
game.
wouldn't think it would be very difficult to look at another map, be like, well, this is how this is going to play out. This is what I'm going to do. Kind of thing.
I think most of the problem is that people do build orders rather than learning how the game works or thinking about how economy actually works.
Well, build orders only work for, like,
Certain
the first
situations.
portion of the game, and then you need to understand what you're doing for the rest of it.
I don't know, I'm pretty sure I've seen dual gap near crush players
I
that
mean,
literally do
would you
nothing after
really
they rush a move.
consider, like, a build order that goes, like a late T3 build order or whatever? I mean, there's templates that people make.
I mean, to be fair, if we go to a different game called chess, that has some really fucking long startups that can actually win you the game, I think, based solely on the starting order. Like, you don't have to do anything other than the starting order if you get the right moves by your opponent.
Of course, who cares if you do everything right in a team game, because the rest of your teammates also have to.
Yeah.
Which means it's just as important that you are communicating with them while you're doing shit.
Yeah.
That can change everything.
I mean, it's one OGW
I mean,
quite a few game has.
even though we are better at communicating with each other, unlike if we just go into a game with randoms and, like, I sit there and ping some guy to move and he won't.
Yeah.
Which is like most of the players.
Okay, strap bomber, stop. Hover bomb, hover bomb, hover bomb.
I'm not sure what distracts people so hard in this game. Is it that they're just, like, I'm not sure how you can miss chat.
I mean, I'll be distracted because I'll be off on my second screen doing something. That's a lot of the times.
Oh, yeah.
Me. Yeah,
I don't mess with the second screen thing. I remember when I was, but it was kind of fucking with my performance.
Oh yeah, definitely fucks with mine a lot of the time. Managed to get to 1500 off it though, so it can't be that bad.
Like, if every application you're running on your PC can utilize all your cores, but FAF utilizes one,
yeah,
and then you have a second screen, you know, it's kind of like when you say every other program kind of takes priority over FAF getting, you know, to perform better because the programs are using all of it, and it's using, but they're also using one of the cores that FAF is using, and then they can use it more.
Yeah.
Or some shit, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, brutal. I just killed a mech that was upgrading to T3 from Blackheart.
I'm not trying to say something that was totally obvious. I was trying to say it in a different way.
I think the worst thing about the random players that somehow get to 1700 and then can't play the games, they don't see how the economy works. Like, the simplest part of the game, and they can't understand how it works.
Oh my god.
Well, I think the biggest thing that I don't see happening for even a high-rated player is they don't, like, make transports that much. They don't drop stuff that much.
Yeah. I always hate when I make a transport and then forget to take it out.
Like, I don't think it should be illegal to hit Control Shift and be like, oh look, one of my allies has a bunch of reclaim on their side of the map. I should just go drop over there. Like, why the fuck not, you know? Or I should drop in the water and pick up some reclaim.
Well, I mean, I would think of it this way, right?
Like, almost everybody should think of that.
If you drop it, and then your ally drops it, and they weren't going to drop it if you hadn't dropped it, then you've helped your ally.
Oh my god, my veteran strat only has 600 health. Fuck. Building their staging.
If they still don't drop it after you've dropped it, you got the mass anyways, so it's a win-win.
I mean, everybody should, depending, like if you're really late into the game, and there's a whole bunch of just open mex points, you know, you should go and fortify those and place them and shit like that. On those big maps.
Yeah.
People just kind of like ignore that. They go for the RASCOMs. They don't continue just
But RASCOMs are epic.
Building more T3 mexes and like empty mech slots that are just out in the middle of the map on those big maps.
Dude, poor Maverick is so fucking upset.
Protecting them. Anyways, on to other things. I remember Robo was against that one guy in that game we were playing. They were both UEF, and Robo made like bubble shield SACUs.
Are the Bubble Boys?
Yeah, they're so good. I don't think anything can match that shit. Like, any other faction really have SACUs that useful with a T3 army? Like, it's kind of.
I mean, I would argue the Cyber Rambo would have.
What I thought was cool is he had all of his Percies, and like the shields were going down on the SACU, so he built a T2 shield with the SACU and put his Percies under it, and he creeped towards his opponent's base.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's some oof.
Wouldn't the Sirens be able to do that better though? Because they can just throw up more shields, potentially upgrade their shields.
Oh no, my veteran strat!
I mean,
I would think technically, even with a low build time, you could just literally control K. You know, you could just go around control K the shields and rebuilding them as quickly as possible, trying to keep them up. Oh yeah. Two-thirds of a T3 max. Wow.
UEF has always just been dank.
I mean, UEF is designed for turtling and big army combat. Like, throw your army out there against the others and say, you take one shot, I take the other. We go back and forth until one of us dies.
Fucking strat micro.
I think just Cybran just kind of gets raped really late game. I might even think Cybran gets the short end of the stick compared to Seraphim.
Wow, I suicided my air.
I mean, you would think deceivers would be able to help land armies get better engagements.
I mean, they don't after someone has an Omni, right?
Well, on a small map, of course, because, you know, the Omni covers the entire map. But if you get a map large enough where, you know, the opponent can deny your Omnis close enough, then I assume they can still win land battles with deceivers on that side of the map. And of course, don't forget about the commander, which has cloak, again, technically countered by Omnis, but
Maverick isn't very happy with me. I strap bombed his mexes at least 5 times. Like 2 of them at once 5 times.
Ooh, nice.
Maverick doesn't belong in that match.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Let's say UEFT2 max's health.
2600 or something like that.
Really? That's a lot.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Enough to
I can
take
wait. I can
3
look right now.
Corsairs.
2500. Yeah,
Alright.
sorry, 2500.
So it takes 9 Corsairs approximately to kill a person. How many Percils do you think a Corsair could hit in one pass?
As many as they can clump up.
Yeah. Depends on
Yeah.
how clumped they.
Well, as long as they kill 3 Percivals, technically flying 9 Corsairs into an army of Percivals would be cost efficient for Cyber. For fighting land units. Even with flag.
Time to stack up strats and Kobe the fuck out of someone. Dude, no one on my team is making flag. Oh, I'm hitting assist on a wall section. Isn't that
You know,
good?
I like when somebody goes T2 land HQ and doesn't go first engineer.
I usually go first flak.
I would argue probably like flak engineer flak. Flak engineer flak. Like flak engineer.
Well, I mean, for TMD. Also, Box, I finally watched that Cauldron game that Gal casted.
Yeah, the one where Farms killed me by control Kang his commander while he tried to telemaser me.
Well, everybody was getting tacked and you had pillars rolling out instead of a T2 NG.
Oh yeah, that was just because I was fucked in that game.
Yeah. It happens sometimes.
Hey Robo.
Robo,
Oh,
what do you want to do?
I'll sit around and talk for a little while, maybe play a game, but tonight I have to make or to do 2 things. I have to make a note card for one of my exams, and then I have to write a paper. But as it turns out, I can just repurpose one of my old papers for the same class, because apparently a lot of other people in my class are doing it, and the teacher approved it, so it got a lot easier. So now I just have to add 2 pages worth of content to it, and also with the resources, and then write up a summary on each of those sources, and then good to go.
But Farms isn't gonna let artifacts play in his air ever again after this. Oh my god. Who else do I have to kill?
You have to kill Gray, Red, and Pink.
Oh, it's Blackheart and he named his commander Psycho. Oh my god. Of course he did.
Oh, artifacts just joined the Lush. One of the lost.
Oh, shit. I'm gonna host something, but don't join yet, because I'm trying to find the map. We're gonna do a 2v2, but I need to remember what the map is called. It's like this thin strip of land that goes horizontal, and then there's...
Wait, is it Data Passage?
No, there's water on it.
Oh, Flood Theta.
No, nigga. What the fuck?
You mean Risen? Your map?
No, Risen's not a 2v2 map.
Oh.
I should make a version of Theta that's Flood.
Kobe.
Box, would you play a flooded Theta?
A flooded Theta?
3 islands?
No, it would just be way too overpowered for Aeon and Seraphim. You would lose if you didn't get Aeon or Seraphim.
I don't know, frigates hard counter like Aeon tanks
it's a
and
lot.
Phobos pretty.
It's a lot easier to get Auroras out than it is a first frigate. Though if you do it correctly, you can just immediately win the game.
I don't know, you should see Septon's Frig Rush.
He just does Hydra Rush and then second Naval Factory. It's not that crazy.
I mean, we haven't seen anything much faster. We're talking about going immediately frigate.
Yeah.
Robo, I had a strap bomber with 168 kills, and it was basically all T2 mechs and mass storage.
That's good.
Did you figure out the map name, Duffel?
No, I'm still looking for it. Oh.
You said it was horizontal?
Yeah.
And
It's
it
on
had
the
water.
it's on the ladder pool. It has water. And I could have sworn that there's a 2v2 version of it.
Quantum C?
Oh, I think that's what it is.
Quantum C.
I love
Yes,
that
it's
map.
Quantum C. Fucking hell.
I like that map in
Oh.
ladder. I go first
This is an
bomber on that.
8-player. What the fuck?
Here's how you play Quantum C in ladder. Go first bomber. Since the expansion mechs are super far away, you'll catch the engineers before they get. And then you laugh your ass off because your opponent's like a solid minute behind you.
Wouldn't the opponent just go first bomber or first inti?
Not likely. Most people don't depend on first bomber. But it's particularly good on that map because the expansion mechs are really and there's a lot of there's also a lot of tree reclaim and rocks to like, you know, compensate for your bombing them with. A lot of reclaim to recover with.